Hey, didn't see you guys there. What's going on? Whew. So, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 things I love and the 5 things I hate about my 1995 Lexus SC300. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get right into it. Start the intro. Alright guys, so how's it going? Welcome to today's video. So I did a video like this on my Toyota 4Runner and you guys loved it. So I thought maybe I should do one on my 1995 Lexus SC300. And let's start off with the 5 things I love. So 5 things I love. It's a Toyota Supra, right? So everything from the body down, subframe, Toyota Supra, rear subframe, Toyota Supra, everything in between. So interior, pretty much the Toyota Supra as well, just a fancier version obviously. And that's one thing that I wanted was Mark IV prices are insane. So the Lexus SC300 is obviously the next best thing, which honestly for those of you that don't know, the Lexus SC300 or the Toyota Soarer became before the Toyota Supra because the body lines are very much similar, so it really gives you that Toyota Supra-esque look. But these are a lot harder to see than Supras. I mean, I see Supras all the time at meets, which is amazing, obviously, but you don't really see SC300s, and they're not on the road as much because most of them are like this in the state, unfortunately. But I love this car because, one, rear-wheel drive. It's a drift car. This is my competition drift car. It's going under surgery right now, obviously, if you guys can't tell. 2, I just love how sleeper-esque this car is, where you wouldn't know what's under the hood unless you knew what this car was. So this came with the 2JZ, which God's inline 6. Let's be real. They do come with the 1UZ as well, which is a lighter engine than the 2J. But to be honest with you, now that I don't like the 1UZ, I just prefer the SC300 was the goal that I wanted, and I went with it. So here we are. It's funny though because you cannot find these motors anywhere because everyone's taking them to obviously power their drift cars or their comp cars. So 2JZs are very, very hard to find right now, especially the GEs, because a lot of people do the budget builds, as I'm doing as well. Another thing I love about this chassis is that you can really do anything that you want. It's very, very customizable, where everything more or less for the Supra fits into this car. And what I mean by that is, if you guys come with me, this car has Toyota Supra Mark IV automatic seats, and the bolstering is so much better. If you guys know of the SC300 stock seats, they are couch cushions. They're basically just couches at that point. There's always a hole here in the center of the driver's seat, and the passenger seat is as well, and they don't hold up. So I was super stoked to get Supra seats in this, and that seat, because it's the driver's seat in Japan, these came out of a right-hand drive Supra. That seat moves back and forth, which I have a video of me installing the worm gears in it so that I can move back and forth. The thing I love about this one, which is the passenger seat, this moves back and forth. So anytime I want to, I can move the seat back and forth, which is awesome, and I love that so much. And these directly bolt in. I really didn't have to do anything at all, and the covers for the seat rails fit just the same. So this is a little bit different than your everyday stock SC300 because I have 3 pedals. This is an excessive pedal. I went ahead and I cut the brake pedal and then used the brake pedal pad, used it on the clutch. So everything, well, works as far as the transmission and clutch go. This one has a CD009 in it, which is the reason why there's no engine in it, as you can tell, because I unfortunately experienced a detrimental thing happen where I crank locked my engine, and that's why I'm getting it rebuilt. But this car is going to come back stronger than ever, and I'm very, very excited to be able to do that. And just get this car where I want it to be, where I can just drive it and get seat time with it. That's the main purpose of this car. It's been down for about 1.5 years now, which unfortunately is, one of those things where sometimes can't be helped because funds and all that other stuff, planning goes into it as well, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. So another thing I love about this car is that the Supra twin turbo brakes fit OEM on this to the hub. So I do have the Toyota Supra turbo brakes on it with the rotors as well. They're very rusty because obviously I haven't driven this car in a long time, but I love how it's plug and play. And let me tell you guys, the difference is insane. I know a lot of people like to go the LS400 way, and I have a full video explaining the difference between the Supra twin turbo caliper and the LS400 brake caliper. Basically the difference, if you want to go watch that, you guys can, but the quick spark notes of that video is that the LS400 is more of like a big body, like VIP, slows down very smoothly and has very much the same feel as the Super twin turbo ones, but the difference is that the Super ones are more for performance, so the brake fade doesn't happen as quick and you can use it more without getting that brake fade. A lot of VIP guys use the LS400 ones because they look really nice. I just like the simple look where it does what it has to do. This is a car that's very functional. Well, it doesn't function right now obviously, but it's a very functional car, which I love this car so much. This is the car that started my channel. That car is what started my channel, but this car is the hero car of this channel because I will show you guys right now. I have it on the back of my Hammerdown Restorations shirt. So this is the first shirt I've ever made, and the link, if you are interested in getting it, is down below. The reason why I wanted to make this car a shirt is because you don't see this car on many shirts from a lot of car channels, and a lot of lifestyle companies don't really use the SC300 as their shirt platform, which for me, I want it to be different. My channel is all about being different. I had to go ahead and put on a shirt, and this graphic on the back is exactly this car. It's sketched completely by a good friend of mine, Weird Skull JJ. If you guys want to follow him and reach out to him for artwork, you guys can. He is amazing with all of his designs, and I cannot be more thankful that he went ahead and helped me with this, because with every good merch shop or every good apparel line is a good artist behind it. So I'll give all credit to him because I am not artistic at all. I just like being in front of the camera and talking a lot, if you guys can't tell. And then the fifth thing I love about this car is that everything underneath is very easy to work with. This car specifically with the C009 transmission swap, which is I believe it's an Autosport Engineering adapter plate with the automatic bell housing, and then I cut the bell housing, as you can see, for the C009. And the reason why I went C009 is because the C009s can handle a lot of power, and they're just one of those transmissions you can just throw in a car and forget about. The newer ones from Nissan, they have the double and triple synchro setup. The one that I have in this does not have that. So third gear, it doesn't grind just yet, but if you aren't very aggressive with your shifts, it's not as bad, which thankfully for me, there's another transmission that I rebuilt, which that's what Hammerdown Restorations do, is we rebuild engines and transmissions, and we import them from Japan or get them locally here in America, and we rebuild them completely from bottom and up, all OEM gaskets and everything. We just do a refresh on them. And then same with transmissions, we do the input output shaft seal, we do the front main seal, we do all the seals, so that when you get the transmission to your doorstep, you can throw it in and not have any worries that the transmission will leak at all. And also I make sure that if any of the gears grind, I go in and I change the hub and everything like that. To if I can upgrade it, I do, but if not, I just do an OEM stock replacement. And most of the C009 hubs now come, or you can order the triple and double cone synchro, so you can upgrade them and make them into one of the newer ones. But the newer ones are a lot cheaper route to go if you don't want to rebuild them. I just rebuild them because that's what I love to do. That is the reason why I went with the C009, because so many 350Zs drift, and that they're tried and true. So I wanted to make sure that this car, as soon as I get it backtrack ready, I can just shift through the gears, not having any worries about it. red line and the transmission can hold up to the power. So because I did that transmission, I also had to do the SC400 diff, which I welded that as well because, you know, how to do the drift mod to it. And then I also have a modded knuckle, Car Shop Max followed their video to do the modded knuckle, which I have a video about that as well. I have all these videos in a playlist, so if you guys want to, you guys can definitely check out the playlist and go through all the videos and just watch as I did every single thing, because I went to the drive shaft shop and got a custom drive shaft and I recorded that. So I documented everything on this build. This build is really what got me into wanting to modify cars and wanting to do all of these YouTube things, which is amazing. And obviously I have all of the people that support me. You know, AutoExtrude, Z30 Concepts, shout out to Ren, Weird Skull, the graphic artist, and then Autosport Engineering as well. So all of the people that support this build have to represent them, obviously. I do have an Autosport Engineering shifter. I will be going a different route with that, but that'll be for a later video, so you guys can be able to follow that as well. But the thing I love about this car is that literally you can buy everything for a Supra or fits this car, and I love that because the modification potential for this is basically like the GT86, which you can do as much as you want. There's not a lot of support for the SC300, but Z30 Concepts, they do an amazing job, so definitely go check them out if you do have a SC300, a Soarer. They have a lot of Lexus platforms that they do a lot of aftermarket and OEM stuff. So like, for example, the shift boot is from Z30 Concepts as well. So we have an OEM looking shift boot that is cracked just because it's old. I'm probably gonna have to get another one, but we have that, and we have a lot of other stuff. Also, AutoExtrude, they are the phone holder as well, so shout out to them. They support me in everything that I do, so thank you so much for Louise for just supporting me. They also have these fog lights for the 95 pre-facelift SC300, so it's really, really cool that they do all of that. I think that covers all the things I love. I'm sure there's a lot more things, but I can't think of them right now, but that's like the basis of what I love. I still have to do a lot of things to this car. I need to do an ABS delete, and then I'm going to do a hydro for the drift button. So this car does have a drift button right here. So it has a serial 9 drift button, so you can put it down and, you know, pull it as much as possible. What I'm going to probably do is I'm probably going to go from the back here and put a rod down, and I'm gonna try to put like a master cylinder right here, because I do want to maintain the OEM look of the car, but I do want a dual caliper setup in the rear. Still trying to figure out what way I want to go about that, but something that is down the line. Not that I'm not worried about it, but it's something that as I get around to getting this car drivable, I will do that and do everything I need to get this car to where it needs to be, because the whole goal for this car is to make sure that I can learn with it, because a lot of people are like, why don't you just go turbo? You have the engine out already. And I'm like, no, I would rather have the engine be NA with 2JZ, GE, non-VVTi head, because that's the wiring harness for this car. And then on the bottom end, I'm going to do a 2JZ, GE, VVTi, just for the benefits of having the block be able to be very similar. Plus you get the crank position on the front, you get the reluctor wheel, so you can go coil unplug, which is what I'm going to do to this car. So I'm going to do as many upgrades as possible. It being NA, I'm going to do a new radiator too, like a bigger one, so that it doesn't overheat, so I can just do as many laps as possible in this car. I also have some bucket seats I'm going to put in this car too, so really excited about that. They're going to be NRG, which I am a NRG driver. Unfortunately, I can't really do any driving because the drift car's down, but I did reach out to Energy and explain the situation. They were more than happy with me reapplying and just kind of renewing my year, because I haven't really benefited from this year, unfortunately, but that's all going to be in the future. I'm really excited to work with them, and Energy is very, very, very into drifting right now. Obviously, they're one of the biggest aftermarket quick release, as well as like bucket seats, and they do everything. They really are a one-stop shop for all of your aftermarket safety needs for the track, which I only go on the track to this car. This car is only track car. I will not go on the streets unless it's like a practice kind of test the car out, but I will never go to any kind of takeovers or anything like that with it, because takeovers are just for, you know, low IQ activities. So I will never do that with this car. Now it's the things that I hate. So let's get into that real quick. First off, the one thing I hate about this car is the fact that you can't get a 2JZ easily for this car. I knew that going in, but I didn't realize it was going to be so hard and expensive. I just can't stand that. It's really ridiculous, but we're figuring that out, so it's not really the biggest problem, but it is one of the reasons why this car isn't, driving right now. The second thing I hate about this car is that the automatic transmissions that came in these cars were crap. For some reason, my automatic transmission, I could go into low 1 and 2, and all I had to do was blip the throttle, and it would like go into the next gear. So that's actually how I did my first drift event. Is I was going low, I'd go into first, and then I'd get up to speed, and then as soon as I was in the drift, I was able to shift down to low again, get into the RPM band, and be able to hear the drift. It wasn't the nicest drift because every single drift event I've been in with this car has been stock knuckles. Literally, I did the knuckle mod as well as the transmission swap at the same time. So I've never driven this car stick shift as far as like events go, but that's where I sim a lot. So I try to take what I learned from the sim to here. I don't sim as much as I used to. I need to get back into it, but it's one of those things where I just want to get in the car because the car feel is so much different than the sim, but I definitely need to get back in the sim. Life happens, and that's just kind of where we are, where this is at a standstill. But I just pulled it from the backyard to here so that I could work on it and make more content with it, because I've had this car since I think I've had this car since 2020, so it's been about 5 years. Wow, that's a long time actually, now that I think about it. It's been a whole bunch of ups and downs. I've learned so much on this car. I learned how to weld, I learned how to do the knuckle mod, so I learned how to do that. I learned how to go to a drive shaft shop and be able to order the drive shaft, which I have the whole video of, and it also taught me how to rebuild a transmission. So this car's taught me a lot. I would not trade that for the world, which I'm super thankful for, and I love this car for that. This car is literally what pushed me to start having down restorations, which is one thing that I'm very, very thankful and grateful for. So going back to the things I hate though, I wish the later models came with the R154, whether it was the Mark III or like turbo non-V160 R154s. I wish these came with them, because I feel like if they did, there would be a lot more transmissions out there, basically. Fortunately, because the Supras came with the R154 as the 5-speed, there was a limited amount of those. We didn't really get as many R154s as we got KA-SR transmissions from Nissan. So I wish the Toyota had brought out these cars in the R154. They do have the W58 if you do get them in the manual transmission in a Lexus form, not a Sora form, because the Sora form does have R154. Because they come with the W58, the W58 is basically a truck transmission, so it's one of those things where it's enjoyable, but you really can't rip around with it. So that's why I went C009. If I could go back, I was thinking about doing an R154 because it would be a lot easier of a swap, but the problem is the R154s are glass transmissions, especially when it comes to drifting. So the CD009 was like the obvious transmission to go with, which shout out to Anthony Pruitt. I know you watch my videos and I appreciate you. He's over at Injuku and he's helped me a lot on this. And then also shout out to Eric, one of the Toyota techs that I used to work with, Anderson Toyota in Las Vegas. He was doing the same swap before I did it, so I was asking him a lot of questions. He went turbo though. He's the one that gave me a lot of the rebuild, all data, service manuals for this car, and then also Garage 23 as well. Both of them together helped me, give me the information to rebuild the C009, which this one is not the rebuilt transmission that I did. The rebuilt transmission that I did is in the garage because 5th gear and reverse is still finicky, so I went ahead and I got another CD009 so I could put it in this car to get it running, and then it crank walked the engine, which was totally my fault, unfortunately, but you know what, you live and learn. These cars should have came with more R154s instead of the W58s. Unfortunately, SC300s, that's another thing I hate. The third thing I hate about SC300s and SC400s is that IS300s, SC300s, SC400s, and LS400s all are becoming takeover cars. Like, you can't get a clean one. It's kind of like the 240 where everything is super clapped on Marketplace. You can't get a clean one. This one was actually bone stock except for the coilovers. And the one thing that sold me was it had the butterfly cup holder in the car. That's what sold me. It was in rough shape when I got it, and it's still in rough shape. But the next phase of this car, once I get it up and running, is going to be a KBD body kit because drifting, you need something that's going to hold up. ABS delete, it's going to happen as well. And then the dual caliper setup. I just want this thing to be stout, nice and ready, and then I'm going to upgrade it over time. So that's going to happen, which is another thing I love, which I guess that's 6. But the fourth thing that I hate about this car is the fact that it has the heaviest doors. And the problem with the heavy doors is that it literally, like, look at this. This has an entire contraption holding this door, and it has a double hinge. This thing right here could probably hold up a house. You could probably connect a trailer hitch to that, to your trailer, and pull it and it wouldn't break. That latch or hinge or whatever you want to call it is insanely beefy because this door weighs about 50 pounds. I'm pretty sure. Very heavy door, and I don't like that. They do make aftermarket doors, which unfortunately is another hate, is everything on this car is expensive. Lexuses just have very, very steep pricing because they're like Infiniti and Acura, where everything on them is priced for luxury. The doors are insanely heavy for no reason, which leads me into how heavy this car is. This car as it sits is probably the lightest car, like the lightest it's ever been because it has no engine in it, but this car takes at least a couple people to push like effectively, and pushing it by yourself is like a workout. Probably as it sits, I want to say about 2,000 maybe pounds without an engine. You guys can let me know in the comments because I'm sure you guys know a lot more about the weight of this car. This car is extremely heavy. I'm pretty sure the IS300 is lighter than this car, which the IS300, if that was a coupe, that'd be a game changer, but I think it would be super ugly. The last thing I cannot stand about this car, headlights. These headlights, all the brackets break on them so fast. Every single time you go to the junkyard, this bracket right here, like you can tell it's broken, always breaks. And the problem with I don't like about these headlights is that they aren't even that great of a headlight. Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me why they did this. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And also, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I did a mod to make it so that these are your turn signals. I think these are your daylight running when your headlight is on. These are on as well, but I switched them so that this will be your turn signal, and then I switched these so these are on all the time because I think these were your turn signals. I haven't driven this car in so long that I don't even remember, to be honest with you. And I would turn the car on, but it has no battery in it, so unfortunately can't do that. But these headlights are so expensive, it's ridiculous. I just wish they made a good headlight for this car. They are glass, so you can keep refurbishing them as much as possible, but the unfortunate part is that no matter how much you PPF it, no matter what you do, it's still going to remain like foggy like that, and it is ridiculous. And then a bonus, because I did a bonus for how many things I love about this car. The one thing I hate about this car is the fenders, because the fenders, this one was damaged, so I actually repaired it with hammer and dolly set, and I repaired it so that it was nice, and then I primered it so it didn't rust. I think I have a picture of how it looked before. I have a whole video of me repairing it, so you guys can go watch that, and I'll put a clip of that in this video so you guys can see how it started. But this side is doing the same thing now, where these fenders right where this crease is, it just always buckles in, and I hate that because every single time you go to the junkyard, and I have 3 fenders in the shed for this car because I was going to take those fenders, prepare them, and put them on, but then I was like, why not just do it to this one? So I just did it to this one. The amount of body damage that these cars have is insane. Like, unfortunately, older generation, like grandmas and grandpas, drive them all the time, but then after they're done with them, the kids get them. And once the kids get them, you guys already know the memes, they just destroy them, and the car's like, let me just rest in peace, have a happy death. But you know, all these teenagers are like, no, I want to drift you, I want you to, you know, backfire, and all these, you know, things that we typically do. Another thing, Toyota Matrix that I have, the XRS, has 325,000 miles, at least that's what I've calculated. So all of my cars have high mileage on them, and I love that. I love how Toyota, the reliability and like how the high mileage of them. I mean, this car is just starting, and it's gonna get a refresh motor, so it's basically gonna be 0 mileage. But the thing I love about these cars too is that their subframes are just so stout. You can do so much to upgrade them, and the potential is just limitless, which is amazing. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I just hit 200,000 on my 4Runner, which did a 5 things I love, 5 things I hate as well. You guys can go check that out. I'll put the link of all the videos in the description. You guys can go check them out. If you guys have lasted this far, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe for more content, because I love doing content on my cars. That's what I am, a car content creator. Or actually, I think this has 175,000. Now that I think about it, it's been so long. So I think this has 175,000. I think I just hit that. The 4Runner has 200,000. I think I just hit 200,000, and then Supra has like 170,000. So the Mark III Supra that I have and the SC have very similar mileage on it, which again, love the Toyota reliability and love how high these cars can get mileage wise without a lot of high maintenance items, like just you don't have to pull the engine and just strip it like BMWs or Dodges or Fords or anything like that. I just love how Toyotas are just so DIY friendly, and you can do so much with them. And I also just love that this was the dream car. Like when I wanted a car, because I thought a lot about it, I was like, what car should I get that I can be relatable but also be different? Because a lot of people are not drifting these cars competitively, at least when I got into this car 5 years ago. And I just love that it's different, because I love to be different. If you guys have SC300, comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. What do you guys love and hate about your SC300 or SC400? I'd love to know your guys' thoughts about it down below in the comments. And I always respond to comments, so if you guys do comment, I will obviously respond. And I appreciate you guys watching this video, because I've been wanting to do a video like this on this car for so long, but unfortunately I wanted to have no time with the car to understand what I loved and hated. I wanted to really know the car through and through, and understand what finicky things that this car had, but also just drive it, experience it, and give you guys the most true, genuine things that I loved and hated. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't already, subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Mahalos for watching, and always remember, never forget, always stay positive, and stay true to who you are. Alright, take care. See you guys in the next one. Laters. Shoots. Aiden. Peace. Bye. Oh, hey guys. Didn't see you guys there. Mahalo nui loa for watching the video and supporting until the end. I appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, definitely hit that subscribe button. It supports the channel, and it really means a lot to me for you guys to be able to join the Ohana. If you guys got some time to kill, check this playlist out. Put a lot of effort into it, and hope you guys enjoy it. And if you guys don't want to do that, this video right here, put a lot of time and effort into it as well, and YouTube thinks you'd like it. So go ahead and check it out if you guys have some time. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay then, shoots, late, see ya.